Well, it's a beautiful day in my neighbourhood. Good morning, guys. Go over this. So you join me on my way to work. And this is about the nicest day we've had in a while, to be honest. It's pretty miserable in the UK for a while now. Anyway, I want to talk about the weather. What I am hoping is that this video is superior to the dog's dinner I made at the last video, on bike video I made. Hopefully the sound quality is better too. So I wanted to talk about why I chose the Brompton. Maybe a few things that come out that help somebody that's thinking about buying one themselves. Because I don't choose things easily. Unfortunately, it's in my nature. I spend ages graphs and flip charts, as my wife laughs at me and says. I make very careful choices. Also, it would be nice to show you where I use mine. People say that the Brompton is, well, actually Brompton's tagline, I should say, is built for cities. Clearly it is, and he's very good at it. But I find it's built for everything else too, apart from trail riding, obviously. Two-thirds of my route is country lanes like this. Which are not the best, as you'll see as we get a bit further down. This is a small example of what I mean. Beautiful behind, I can't complain. They all get a bit impassable in the dead of winter, mine. It's when it gets a little bit more difficult to use the Brompton. It really does take it in its stride. I've had no scary moments. So I bought the Brompton because I didn't want a folding bike. That's a bit of a clickbait statement. such a thing as this. What I should say is that I didn't need a folding bike. I had this thing for small wheel bikes. Don't know where this kink came from. No idea. And as I looked, you know, I started to. They're a big thing in Japan. Have the mini velos, where obviously in that country a lot of them live in apartments, so they want something small they can just pack away. So yeah, I love the small wheel bike, and I just thought it just looked just individual and fun, and so I looked around and came up with two choices. First one was the Moulton, second was the Brompton. Now, originally my first choice was going to be the Moulton. It's a thing of beauty. You can almost put it up on the wall in your house. Stunning thing. But you can't find them anywhere. So no, there's nothing you can look at or not touch or feel, or nobody's got any. And the delivery time was around about 13 weeks. Which is understandable really because of the pandemic, and also the hand built. And you've only got to look at them and see the work goes into one. So fortunately I didn't really have the luxury of being able to wait that long. Firstly, I use the bike to work most days. I have a car, but I choose to use my bike first and foremost. So then I started looking at the Brompton. Thank you. Yeah, so I started to read all the forums. I must admit, for a bit, I was on shaky ground. Because, as you know, a lot of people like them, but there's quite a lot that don't. One argument on a particular forum. There was a group of people were stating that they were dangerous. One chap was arguing that he'd be riding down the road and the road surface can change, he'd be chucked into the hedgerow. I've never experienced that kind of behaviour. The level of twitchiness definitely, but not to that extent. One guy said he'd dare not take his hands off the bars at all. You know, can't signal. See, perfectly fine. There's another guy chimed in and said he bought one. Got terrible buyer's remorse. Within a couple of hours he was ready to chuck it in and turn it. He got quite a lot of stick for that actually, because he admitted that he never tested it before he bought it. But he said that it was hard as nails to ride, that the frame was flexing, and that he always took him off on one corner as the pedals hit the floor. Well, first of all, to answer the claim of frame flexing, I've had a few bikes, big heavy beasts, and I've never felt this Brompton flex one bit. Never felt anything. So I'm not an overly heavy guy, so maybe that has some bearing. I don't know. I'll say I don't know because I think you'd have to be pretty heavy to get this thing to flex. I mean, I honk on it up hills all the time. Explain to those who don't know what honking is. It's when you stand up out the pedals to accelerate or to climb a hill. What was the other claim? Oh yeah, hard ride. Well, the back is, for me, super comfy because they have this little suspension block. I think in addition, comfort on the Brompton is all about tyre pressures. A headwind here, guys, sorry. In my opinion, comfort overall is about tyre pressure. So keep mine around 70 at the front and about 80 at the back. So at about 70, the front tends to feel, for me, feels pretty solid, planted. Yeah, 80 psi and above. And the front feels quite skittish. Bounces over stuff. So yeah, for me, the Brompton handling is all about tyre pressure. So going back to my story, decided that Brompton was the bike. I was just going to go for it because there was more people that like the bike than dislike the bike. Again, due to the pandemic, I couldn't actually go and look at anything or test ride anything. So I decided to gamble and just buy it. But there is a another good reason for that is that Brompton's used still fetch a lot of money. So I knew if I didn't like it, I would get a lot, if not most of my money back. Well, this headwind's a bit of an ass kicker. I knew I wasn't going to have all the options I would have ordered for production. So we'd have to compromise on specification and colour and things. I decided out of the gear options, which are single speed, 2-speed, 3-speed and 6-speed currently, I would try and get a 3 or a 6-speed. colour didn't really matter. So I decided on a 3 or a 6. Did I say that already? I can't remember. Come on, Steve. I'm at my local pub. So next, bar options. Which currently are the S, the M or the H. The S being the sporty flat bar, the M being slightly more raised. It's actually very popular, the M. And the H bar, which is higher still, which I think is like more the traditional, original style. So I wanted the S bar. And the stem is actually the longest of all the 3 bars. So if I wanted to raise the bars a little bit, I could. Whereas if you go for an M or an H, you don't like the bars, you're going to have problems with the fold. The S-bar stem, you can go pretty wide and not have problems with bars touching the ground. You put few grips on as I have here, still doesn't touch the ground. I've got 600mm bars on these with these ergon grips. And I've kept the original cables, and it still folds and it doesn't touch the ground, nowhere near. The 600mm bars just add to that steerability, that control, which makes the bike, for me, even more of a delight to ride. I plan to do a video actually on the upgrades I've made, again taking time to consider what I've done and whether it works or not. Maybe it'll help somebody, I don't know, but I'm happy to do it. So I found a graphite metallic, which as it happens is a colour I really liked actually. I didn't realise it was a premium colour, but a colour I really liked on the 2020 models. They also brought out a flame coloured version, which is gorgeous, but apparently the minute they arrive in the shops they're snapped up. So I thought, I'm not playing that game, I'm just going to get what I can. I like the colour, so I was happy. And it had the mud guards which I wanted, didn't want the rack. So I knew it was going to have a front mounted bag. Oh yeah, just cornering here made me think of that last point that guy said about catching the pedals on corners. It once happened. Why would you corner though with the pedal at the inside pedal that you're cornering in a downward position? You wouldn't do it on 700C bikes. So anyway, 2 or 3 weeks later my bike arrived. In a box. You think, wow. You just don't realise how compact the fold is until you see it. So minutes later I had it unfolded. I was taking my first ride, and it was instant love. I couldn't get over how quick it felt, how nippy and nimble, and coming from my Kona, which was knocking on the door of about 16 kilos. Correct me if I'm wrong, these are about 12 as an average, 12 kilos. So big difference. Felt incredible. And the other concern I had was the brakes. Apparently the brakes on the earlier versions weren't up to much, but seriously good on this. On the newer ones, seriously good. We're not talking hydraulic disc powerful, but not far off. Enough to lock your back wheel, no problem. So anyway guys, that's about it for now. Wherever you're in the world, I really appreciate you watching, commenting. Tell me what you think about your Brompton, what have you done? Any comments? Nudge the like, caress the like button. Speak again soon.